So after we installed all the steering components, this is the day after, next day, I dropped the car on the ground and we seem to have a problem on the driver's side. It looks so low, the tires are basically right against the fender. I cannot pass my fingers through there on the side. The other side has clearance. Just for reference, I'm gonna go between the center of the wheel cap and the fender. I have about 13.5 inches. If I go on the other side, that's about 14.5. We'll just go to the other side and measure. So here's on the passenger side. I got a little over 14. It's like 14 1/8. So it gives me enough clearance around. Probably gonna go and just cut the top of those bolts off just to give me a little bit more, but it's good here. So I gotta go on the other side, jack up, take the tire and wheel out and see what's going on the other side. So what we have now is, after measuring the frame, different points, both sides, they were all the same. Measured hub center to the top of the wheel well, fronts and backs, and it looks like the right side is 1/2 inch or so higher than the left side. And the only thing I can think of is something with the body. The body mounts must be sagging over time. They're all the originals. I think the radiator support was changed, but that's about it. I've had the car for 32 years, so whatever it is, they're at least 32 years old. As a temporary solution, there are spacers that GM installed back in the day on certain model F bodies to compensate for different ride heights. I just ordered one. This will raise the body by 1/2 inch, which should be enough, because we took it out for a spin this morning just to see, and the right side was great. There was no rubbing on the right side. Here's the tire. I just took it out. This is the right side. And unfortunately on the left side, it was hitting, unless I was going like baby speed. This is left side. You can barely see here. Right at the edge, you can see where the tire hit the fender bolt. Even though I shaved the top of it about 1/8 of an inch, it still rubbed a little bit. So luckily it didn't go that deep. It's like a surface, but it's not good. So in here on the left side, I'm gonna have to compress the spring, take the shock out, compress the spring, put this spring spacer on the cup on the lower control arm and drop the spring on it again. And that's supposed to raise the body by 1/2 inch, which should give me enough to clear the fender and be drivable. For now, until I get the rest of the suspension parts, and then the plan is to take it to my friend's body shop and have him put it on the frame machine and verify everything is even. Because I've also ordered the brand new body mounts and subframe connectors. So hopefully with combination of all those pieces, the car will be perfectly square again, and the suspension will be right and the body will sit right, so there won't be any rubbing or band-aids needed to make it work. So right now I'm just gonna start tearing the left side out again so I can put the spacer, see how it goes. After we installed the spring spacer last night, gave us supposedly a 1/2 inch lift. Took it for another ride this morning and it's still bottoming out. The tire is hitting the fender. So what I decided to do is go back to the factory springs. I cleaned them up a little while ago, gave them a quick coat of paint, and then my friend's gonna come up tonight, help me swap those back in, and then I'll restore the ride height to what it was, and then drive it like that for a while until the driving season up here in the Northeast is over. Then gonna take it to my friend's body shop and have him square the body away, and then hopefully by the next summertime I'll have the new suspension, chassis, and everything done, sorted out, and we'll be riding on the new suspension. But for now, I'm just gonna put the old stuff back in because I know that's at that right height, nothing will rub. So that's what we're gonna do now. I've already put the car on the jack stands again and take the wheels out. I'm gonna loosen the calipers and take them off the rotor, take the rotor out and hang the caliper so I can drop the spindle safely and do this thing quickly. So my friend came in the other day and we swapped the springs back to the factory springs. So now I do have clearance. I can get 2 fingers in between the wheel, between the top of the tire and the fender. So we took it out for a spin and it doesn't hit anywhere. The back is fine, but both the left side is lower than the right side, so we still have to address that. But for now, it drives great. The brakes are phenomenal. The thing stops right on the dime. We did bed the pads in. I did 330 to 0 stops and then 360 to 0 stops. And I got the brakes bedded in pretty good. So for now, I'm just gonna drive it like this and enjoy the rest of the season, and then we'll address the problems the rest of the season. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through all my receipts and add them all up and see how much it costs to do the Z51 brake swap. And I'll post that either in this video or I'll do another one separately just to put the pricing together. And I'll tell you how much it really cost me to do the work. I did all the work here in the garage, so the labor was free, but I'll post all the parts and what it cost me to buy them. So thanks for watching this episode. I'll post again soon with the video on how much it cost me to do the work. Thanks.